Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first Rivals of Ixalan Draft. I'm Big Durf, and we are back with this new set. Thank God. And, uh, let's see. We got a couple big old dino rares, so we're probably going to take one of them. One of them is actual dino, one of them is not. I mean, there is some other good cards here. Eventually, yes. Look, the right answer might be Silvergill Adept in the end, because this card is like fantastic and merfolk are good. But I'm playing with one of the rares. It's the first draft, guys. Just come on. Um, sorry, just double checking. I think we're gonna go with Nizahal because this is cool, but it's not like on the same level as like this in terms of just like this finishes the game. In theory, you can protect it; it can't be countered. We're going for it. So with that as our first pick, what do we get? Will we get no real blue cards we want to take? I don't really like Soul the Rapids here. Well, that's interesting. I've not seen all of these cards yet. We played a couple pre-release seals, and I've looked at a lot of them. But you slide past some while you're looking. That's a cool card. I don't know how good it is, but it's definitely cool. This is good if you can get the Enraged deck going. That doesn't look like where we'll be with starting with a blue card, but it is interesting. I might just be Impale. None of these cards jump out to me. I'd rather just go with the unconditional removal over the conditional removal. Blueback Pirates was a thing. It's a color that's a tribe, so it is interesting to go that way. Though I am also thinking Mistbinder, and I might just abandon the Impale. Looking at this pack, I could go Zealot. This card's great. And go with the Impale. But I think the Mistbinder is more upside. This is a third pick Mistbinder. There's going to be one of these merfolk will slide through, and then all of them are fine with the Mistbinder. And merfolk was fantastic in Ixalan. I imagine it'll be good again here. Given that we'd want to go merfolk, Crashing Tide is interesting. Waternaut's also just good as removal, but I think we're going to take the Brontodon. It's not a merfolk, but a 3/4 for 3 with utility. Like I think that might just be too much value. We could have 2 Zealots here. I might end up regretting this pick, but I think the Mistbinder upside is really high. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. Taking the Brontodon for now. Hunt the Week. Even if we're going merfolk, we'll have some dinos. And we're going to need removal if we're not playing Impale. Waternaut's also good. Maybe Waternaut's better. We might just take the Waternaut. It's a little uglier with our colors, taking a second double casting cost spell at 3 that's opposite. That might be a reason to take Hunt the Week. Now, if we're going to be in merfolk, we want to be in merfolk. Not having to fight might be better. Huh. Definitely haven't seen all the rares. And would probably take it if we had stayed in black, but we have made this move into merfolk and not seen any payoff. You know, classic stuff. But I'm not gonna move back for the robber. I'll take aggressive urge. Even if we don't end up in merfolk, this card is good. That's a merfolk, and a good one at that. We could also, like, this would be the dinosaurs pick. But if we're going to be second color blue, which we probably want to be, we're not going to get a lot of dinos. So I think the artisan might be better. The herald, I kind of like artisan more. Even like at only one misbinder. Maybe if I had a second misbinder, we could talk about going with the herald instead. But it's interesting. I don't know how often, like, Ascend was not triggering as often as I thought it would in a standard game when I was doing those seals. So, and I'd have to imagine they're going to trigger even less often in draft, or it's faster. So, as a 2/3 flyer for 3, I'm not like super pumped. Oh yes, that's fine, but this guy is where it's at, or this gal. We get 2 merfolk for a single card, and it's a 3/3 worth of card. It's on, you know, it's cost efficient anyway. Like, I imagine that this card would have been good in plain Ixalan, but I don't think it's still going to be good in the Rivals format. We did get a merfolk around, though it was not either of the better ones. So obviously, the 2/1 is just a better, like, general card than this. We'll take the Crashing Tides. If those come around late, that's, like, because, like, people aren't merfolk, so they're not taking them because they don't think they're going to get a full value. Like, that's cool. Because you would play, like, this without that merfolk text. Bounce to opponent's hand that draws a card. That's playable if you're aggressive. That removes a blocker. Like, I don't know. Okay, then. See? Obviously, I'm a genius. I can see the future. And I knew. The only worrisome thing about this is it's not a May ability. I mean, I don't think I'll have enough merfolk to be a huge problem, but, like, with 40 card decks, we would definitely be safer if this was a May ability. Obviously, that's not a thing that's going to affect my desire to take the card. I just saw it and thought I would point it out. Ew. This pack is just terrible for us. Oh, I do like the Silverclad Ferocitons. Oh my god, that card is sweet. Attican Seer is good, but that's not the deck we are. Same with Stormfleet. Like, we're not in these colors, despite them being pretty good. And I mean, do we just take a Frillback? I don't really want to negate. They're just an uncommon missing, so it's not like we're definitely being cut from this side. And I'm sure this has been said before, but man, is that Shatter art gorgeous. Yes, this would be like our third Zealot. I think we just take the Bearer. I'm an upside guy, I believe. Armor Sword's not great. That's not what we want in our deck. We've already decided we're not too high on this. And I don't think we have... I mean, we have a decent... We're getting like a couple dinos going. Huh. You can, like, this might be playable, but I don't think there's enough that I'm like, ooh, let's go for this, you know, somewhat bad rampant growth. I think we'll take the bear and just keep trying to snap our merfolk. I'm excited to have this kind of card back at standard, where you have to just get cards from your sideboard. For us, 2+1+ counters on each. Oh, I thought it said on 2 creatures. Huh, that's more interesting. I don't know. I mean, there's dinosaurs on there, but definitely not. Doesn't seem like a dino card to me. Definitely seems more merfolk. So we're gonna take that, I think. Yes, I know our merfolk count isn't high. I know. Huh. That's kind of cool. I love flavor. Yeah, we are clearly getting cut from merfolk at this point. I guess we passed too many. I didn't feel like we were passing any, but, you know. We got a couple. Yeah. I guess we'll just take the hunt the week. This card is so sad. If you've been following the story up and through now, where even though Jace is spoilers, if you care about the story but you haven't read last week's, jump ahead. Jace has got his memory back and they're still cool. So you know this is, look at his face. He looks so sad. Anyway, we're not playing that card. I guess we just take a Dreadmore at this point. Because this is going off the rails. I'll be the first to admit it. The last to know, but the first to say something about it. Sailor of Means. Still not what this deck wants, I don't think. At this point, I think we'll take the Herald. Oh my gosh. To be blue-red right now, my goodness. It's not that. It's like a weird clone where it's some upside, some downside. But, you know, we've also passed a bunch of them that uncommon. I mean, this card is sweet, but I think we want the Herald. Yes, we've only got one Bishbinder, and that's already unfortunate. But if this deck is going to work, it's going to involve these Heralds and us finding ourselves some boons in pack 3. The Stormfleet Sprinters we've passed a bunch of. My goodness. Maybe this was a blue-red seat? Look at the white. What is happening? I don't think I need another Treadmoss, so I guess I'll take the Sailor, but I think it might just go right to the sideboard for now. The Relic, I guess. Shatter. Still looking gorgeous, at least. Let's see. I mean, we could take a Wayfinder. Water Trap Weaver also good, but we've got Heralds and the Bearer to like get through if we need to get through for consistent damage. Rather, like, I think I'd rather have the Wayfinder to have a bigger creature and the Explorer like smooth over. Though hell, the answer might be Looter. We're gonna take a merfolk for now, though. We should. There's 2-drop merfolk we will play here. So I mean, yeah, about that. I mean, I still think we can take a pounce. We have enough decently sized creatures with the artisans too that can come into play, and the where's the Brontodon itself is just a pretty boss creature. Uh we do need more 2-drops, but I think we'd take the Weaver because Diviner is again not what we want in 2-drop land, even less so than the Pirate. The Pirate at least works with what we want to do. Air Elemental? I mean, it's better than this Soul of the Rapids, at least. I mean, you could talk me into Runaground, too, or Depths, maybe, but we've got more of a medium deck somehow, despite having 2 Heralds and the Mistbinder. You would think we would have more Merfolk with this 3rd pick Mistbinder. Did we pass Merfolk pack 1 and I'm forgetting about it? Is that what happened? I don't think so. Oh, I had my glasses up for a second, so that's why the delayed, ooh, I'm not that slow of a reader. But we are taking the Deep Root Warrior. Oh, most assuredly. Weaver, again, is still good, but we need the 2-drop, keyword 2-drop, keyword 2-drop, keyword 2-drop, desperately. To the point where we're probably taking it. I mean, there's not anything else in the pack other than the Siren's Ruse that's not great in our deck, but we're also taking Exali's Keeper here just to keyword 2-drop it up. No. Blossom Dryad. This card would be so much better if it was a relevant creature type. The fact that it's a Dryad is like, yeah. I did pass a good Merfolk in that first pack, didn't I? Silvergill Adept. I'm remembering. How many Merfolk do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, no, 7 is a cast. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, why not? Without Looter Swung? Oh, give me that table. Daggertooth? Normally I would take Slice and Twain, but like we've got Brontodon for that effect. Like that we just main deck. I'm not gonna worry about like taking a sideboard card. I think the Daggertooth might make a version of this main deck or be a better alternate sideboard option versus like an all-in aggro deck where I can get that life gain. Cobbled Wings is interesting. I'll give it that. Oh, Run Aground. One of these days, I'm gonna. Well, I guess I kind of missed my chance to do it in Ixalan. Though that card might be better in this format. Like, assuming we're slowing down, which we're hoping still that it's going to slow down a little. Then this might be a thing you could do more likely than actually kill somebody. Definitely might be a good sideboard card versus like the vampires. The faults in the format slowing down, even though there's like more just good attacking creatures being printed. It's basically there's also just more other powerful effects being printed. And like the lords are good. Like essentially, like you should be able to like and slightly better removal, like being a little cheaper means it should be more possible for decks to actually stabilize, even though there's more good at like I feel like there's more good attackers printed across the small set, but the removal got so much better and the power level on some of these other cards got a little higher that I think it should slow it down compared to Ixalan where it was like, okay, well, curve out win. Daggertooth we already decided was probably going to be a sideboard. Soul the Rapid seems bad. I don't love Blossom Dryad either. I don't think Frillback is great, but I also think it can be good with the double aggressive urge because of just the prevalence of 2 power stuff in the format. So, I mean, I guess there's less of those now. Yeah, let's just pull that. Because we still have to pull some creatures here. Like, I do like a lot of my, like, non-creature spells, so I am split here. I don't really love 2 urges. These guys aren't going to be blocked. And then I got a lot of other smaller stuff running around that like well, once I do get to mid game though, you know what? Maybe I do want 2 urges. And the urge might be better than the pounce. Because my creatures are kind of small. Giving them +1/+1 and replacing itself is probably going to be better than trying to pounce things. Right? Do I play Deeproot Waters? That's the other interesting question. You know, I might only want 1 aggressive urge. Or maybe I cut the running ground. Huh. This is interesting. We probably still need to cut a creature or two, too. I think, first off, we're going to cut this River Darter. It is a merfolk, but it doesn't... it's not super useful. It's not super efficient or... Yeah, the dinosaurs thing is going to be relevant sometimes, but we're playing 2 heralds to get unblockable stuff in. Like, and then with that thought, let's look at our merfolk count again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, no, 11. Deeper waters. Is that decent, or is that still not enough? I think given I have the Mistbinder, that's gonna be enough. Cause just maybe if I had another Mistbinder, it'd be better though. I mean, Strength of the Pack is good with it too. I need another pump spell, really. That's what I'm missing. I think one of the aggressive urges still has to come out, even after taking out the pounce. And then does this deck want Armasaur? I don't think so. Oh, one more card. Huh. I think. Huh. I think I pull the running ground or one of the Mistcloaked Heralds. I think I pull one of the Mistcloaked Heralds. Well, now let's pull the running ground. Yeah, I think that's what I want. 9/8 blue? Is that what they just added? 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? Why 9/8 blue? Oh, because we just have like more blue double. No, not even really. It feels like a 9/8 green to me. Anybody with an opinion? Leave it in the comments. Because I would like to hear the thoughts on the mana base here. And that's one of those things. I'd remove a blue, and it's like, oh, you want to add a card? Maybe you add a green. Like, I know it's not doing. That's how you know you can't trust it, because it's not taking everything into consideration. It's taking empty spots and like counting up the symbols, the mana symbols. Going into round 1, I would have felt a lot better about this deck if we had kind of got a little more like we didn't feel I felt cut in pack 2, and then I didn't hit payoff the level of payoff I wanted in pack 3. I did get more merfolk and get some 2-drops and stuff like that, but I did not feel like I was like getting there. Oh, well, that's a mulligan if I've ever seen one. I do like the art on these lands. It is pretty. I will give it that. If nothing else, Ixalan's a pretty place. Yeah, I guess we keep this one. We get the Scry. And then we have the Wayfinder for an Explorer trigger opportunity to keep our lands on schedule. It's better than that first hand. Oh. I mean, I would prefer to land, but if I wasn't going to get a land, I guess getting a 1-drop is a good non-land. I'm going to attack in with the Herald now, knowing that I'm essentially trading 1 for 3 because the Pioneer, which is coming next turn now, because I've got the land on schedule, can just make I can block it with the generic 1/1 and not my unblockable 1/1, and I will trade a 3 damage to keep my damage up. I think that's correct, given that I was getting the 1/1. If I only had like the Wayfinder, if I had 2 Wayfinders in hand, I would have kept that back to block. Because trading a Wayfinder with the Companion is far less good. But the fact that the Pioneer just kind of gets to just make an incidental token I can trade, that is where we want to be. I guess there was some argument to be made for playing the Wayfinder on 3, given that it's going to do more to set up our turn 4 to make sure we have mana, because we'd be exploring and getting the possible mill out of the way before we draw a card from the turn. But I think the Pioneer is going to do more for us by having that other merfolk out there, because it just turns off the Companion and sort of attacks from the Emissary. There's a reason that playing Wayfinder last time might have been good. Well, I mean, I probably would have built the Brontodon, though, so the fact that it's a 3/4 doesn't really matter. Gonna bash with the Herald first. Then we play a Wayfinder, because either we get a land or we get a 3/3. And either one we'll take right now. Prefer the land, which is why we're milling the Herald. But the 3/3 still shuts down the Emissary and keeps us just bashing in. Our current goal and plan to win this game is to continue picking away with the Herald as we just try to get our way to an elemental. Ouch. That's unfortunate. What are we going to see? Show me. Show me a bad vampire. That's fine. That we can deal with. It's not a bad vampire, but it's not a great one. Puke. We can... I don't want a Crashing Tide either of these cards, for obvious reasons. Because I definitely can't deal with a 3/2 First Striker. So... But I do sort of want a Crashing Tide, because I kind of want to draw a card to get a land, because we have to... Just playing this Brontodon does not feel like a great answer here. So if I Crashing Tide the Companion, I can attack with a Wayfinder this turn and offer like the double trade, which is fine. But because No, I think we can just play the Brontodon. That's probably better. You're right. You're right. I know what you're saying at home. You're going, no, what are you doing? Play the Brontodon. Yeah, you're right. We're not actually under the most pressure yet. That flyer is not the hugest deal. And yes, just spreading our board sideways and hanging out and just not falling too far behind as we worked up our land count, and we should be able to just take over this game later. I have control of the board, and we saw what our opponent's draw is for the turn, and so I'm assuming what they intend to play this turn. Therefore, so I mean, if they play that, they would want to do it before combat for the Forerunner proc, so they can attack with. Well, no, they can't really attack with anything. They can attack with Companion, but not really. They'd be trading it for the Pioneer, which they might want to do. If they go to just attacks without playing the Vampire first, that is for the situations where my opponent was forced to give me information from the Forerunner. So it's not like I got some information or found out some information. So I can't say, oh, well, it's suspicious if opponent doesn't play a thing and then attacks, because opponent knows that I'm thinking it's suspicious if he doesn't play the Revenant before combat and then attacks. So now it's triply suspicious. Yes, triple. One got added. And now I'm confused again. Still confused. I don't have a flyer. It's definitely better to play that Revenant, right? I'm not crazy. Okay, we're almost certainly going to Crashing Tide between now and our next turn, because we really do want to get an island specifically. Perhaps Run Aground is a better option for the deck than Water Not, just from mana conditions. Alright. Okay, we know that's going to happen, but we both know that doesn't do anything. And the Sanctuary. Alright, I'm going to go for the Time Walk. Not the card I needed. I mean, this is my deck. This is the deck's way of casually saying. This is Magic Online's way of casually saying, we said 9 islands. Well, one turn at a time. Ping. If we could get this, like, if the Seafoil Oracle was in play, the Herald would be drawing a card every time. It's, Now the question becomes, when I draw my next land, do I just play Strength of the Pack? Because with what I have on the board, that's going to be a lot. So I don't necessarily have to sit around and go, oh, let's wait and play this Aeromancer first for maximum value. I don't know why I became kind of George Takei there. That's fine. He still doesn't have anything to really target with that. Opponent doesn't really, Yep, that's the same thing it's been for a while, where opponents have not been attacking. Opponent has had mana up in a couple turns, but probably gonna have this one. Well, that's okay. Again, not exactly what we want, but not a card. We drop the flyer. Dodge taking the attack from it. And then I do have an attack here where I can put the Pioneer into combat, and I probably just get opponent to trade it. They're Martyr of Dust down. But again, with the strength of the pack in hand, I don't really profit highly from trading off creatures. Oh, does have a pirate. Damn, I was about to say, that's going to cost 2 life, isn't it? Okay. This time, we're going to have to see something. Without the bonus +1/+1, it's not. Yeah, I would say it's not lethal on both my creatures if he's got the vampires. I was gonna say the vampires, kiss or whatever, but Moment of Triumph is basically same card in this situation because the creature already has first strike. But we do get the emissary gone, so we're not hugely put behind by that. Hey, there we go. Okay. So the obvious question becomes, what do we do? I think we want to cast Air Elemental. Opponent has a couple more creatures than us, or a single more creature than us, and we no longer have our big chunky defensive creature that can block effectively, and opponent has the flyer going. So I think that making the 4/4 flyer rather than putting the counters around is going to work better for this turn, and then we'll drop the counters next turn. We're going to have to see it. Are we? No, wait. We're casting Strength of the Pack next turn. We don't have to see nothing. Vampire Seal was about to come out. Oh! That's almost a big deal. If we had more blue, I'd play Mistbinder, because it's going to give +1 to all this stuff anyway. But that's my whole turn if I do that. And it's not very mana efficient. But because I've only got 2 islands, I can only cast 1 spell a turn right now. But if I draw an island on the next turn, the Mistbinder plus Oracle plan is better. Minor counters. Was opponent gonna go for a Skulldugs? Or just a removal spell? Interesting. Okay, let's think about this. If we send that and the air elemental, I'm not going to click the air elemental yet because I don't want to show, I don't want my opponent to sit here to think about what I'm thinking about. If opponent draws a land, they'll have Encampment Keeper up. They'll be able to swing back with what they would leave 1. I would leave 3 creatures unblocked. They're all going to have +2/+2. Yeah, I just die. Right? 1, 2, 3 blockers. Even if they might get all the 3 power ones. Opponent gives +2/+2 to these 2. Yeah. So we cannot attack with the air elemental. Weirdly, water nodding that Encampment Keeper might be good. Let's say opponent doesn't have attacks unless they play their land first, so I don't know why they went to attacks. Whatever. Ooh! Well, that's interesting. That doesn't just win me the game, but it does come close. Yeah, play. Hunt the Weak, targeting the Revenant. Attack for 10. Play Mistbinder. I guess I could have attack for 11 if I played it before combat. That was a mistake. Say opponents return attack because they have to spend all of their mana. They can't do anything tricksy. And I can make blocks. No big deal. Cool. Opponent is vampires. Do we have anything that's going to be better versus vampires? I didn't see a lot of life gain, so I'm not going to pull in the Navigator's Ruin. It is a theoretical call, though. Opponent had a lot of 1 mana or 2 mana, like 2 power change spells. So that makes, I think, Aggressive Urge worse. And Pounce better. Because his spell that's going to give or that's going to change it by 2 power is going to outclass my 1 power spell. My 1 power and toughness spell. You know? So the better response to it would be to pounce the creature he's targeting with another creature if I have one. Yes, it is. I do need to have another creature, but I think it's still a better straight up, like, it's better to deal with opponent's things to have the pounce. Did I misclick? Oh, no, I clicked it. Yeah, we'll keep this. That's fine. Obviously, we'd like one of our, to have a 1 or 2 drop, but we've got a couple 3 drops, 3 lands. And this is a good 3 drop to play to catch back up if you're behind. Like, it's a good 3 drop on the draw, because it gives you 2 creatures. So if opponent has, 1 drop, 2 drop, yeah, but now I can counter. Now, you know, not counter, quote unquote, but you know what I mean. Oh, how do I feel about this Jade Bearer? I think I'm trying to wait. The 1 mana 1/1 is not going to be very effective. So I would rather just hold it, because I should have a spot in our mana curve on turn 4, unless we draw a 4 drop or don't draw the spells or whatever, or the lands. Sorry, I should have a spot in my curve on turn 4 to snap that in when I play the Water Trap Weaver. We did add 17 lands, right? We are just... Ugh. Our first hand was only a 2-lander. This is a 3-lander on the draw. I mean, the first one was a 2-lander on the draw, but with the scry, so basically the same. Not basically the same. I know it's not basically the same. Math people, don't kill me. I know that math isn't close. That's good if opponents have a 3rd land drop, though. We're gonna... I was gonna say we're just gonna play the Pioneer, because we're gonna play the Jade Bearer next turn, but we're gonna play the Brontodon, because that's just the stop sign now. Because given that I'm going to play the Jade Bearer next turn, when I play the Pioneer, I probably don't want to block and trade with the 2/2. But I can just do both of those next turn and delay on the Water Trap Weaver that I don't actually need right now. Sorry, I'm trying to explain the insane thought processes that go through my head, so you guys can at least kinda, know what the dumb stuff I'm doing is, where it's coming from. I think we just attack. Because we're okay trading the Brontodon to kill a flyer right now, because we don't have another a flyer. And then if we do make that trade, we just make start making a better set of other ground creatures. I don't think opponent blocks here, because this is a terrifying block. I almost mistapped that and tapped both of my green like an absolute scrub, but you've all seen me do it before, so I can't even pretend like I haven't. I know the Pioneer's best, right? I'd rather have a 3/3 than 2/2/2s, a 3/3 and a 1/1 than 2/2/2s. Because then, because one of the 2/2s has to trade for the Sentinel. The 3/3 does not. But I can still block a 4/4, just the same. I can't attack with a second 2/2, but I think I'd rather have a 3/3 that can attack than 2 2/2s, right? Yeah. These are questions I should have answers, just general answers to already, so the fact that I'm so confused is not ideal. Let's see. Opponent attacks with Sky Marcher. No attack with Sky Marcher. Mana-wise, it's obviously better to play the Artisan this turn than the Weaver, but actual tactical-wise, is it better just to play the Weaver? Because if I play the Weaver and tap the Sun Sentinel, I can just attack with both of my 3-power creatures and say, here, if you want to trade both of your flyers for one of them, that's fine. Yeah. That's either going to get me in 6 damage or kill 2 flyers. Or I guess 1 flyer, because he could Revenant for the Pioneer, but that I'm still okay with. And then we still have Artisan for next turn if we don't draw the land to just play Strength of the Pack. And if we're just playing Strength of the Pack, it's not as relevant whether or not we have the Weaver or Artisan out there. Cool. We're happy to trade, I would say, because I did put the counter from this back over there, it's probably actually closer to a whole card. I was going to say half a card for a half a card. But it was way more mana efficient for us on what we traded away, at least. Because our 3, we have the extra leftovers while they're 4 mana. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, so it's like that, huh? Okay. I see you. I see you, homie. You're falling asleep. Yeah, mark my creatures as prey. We hunt as a pack. In this particular case, I'm more interested in killing the lifelinker than I am the flyer. But I have to continue to pressure opponent before they just kill all of my stuff with Tetsumak. I imagine either opponent's last card in hand that we don't know is a land, or I would imagine they're going to fail to find. Yeah. I don't want to play Air Elemental until after opponent. Like either of these big creatures, I can wait. I mean, I guess it is at Death Touch, so waiting on the Dreadmaw isn't as good, but I do want to wait on the Air Elemental. And then he hasn't marked the merfolk as prey yet, so making that harder for opponent to trade for. Seems correct. Yeah, because opponent can't mark the merfolk next turn and play Tetsimok. That's an only on their turn option. Also, real quick, opponent is whining about falling asleep here. They've used more clock than I have. Like, but sure. GG. Oh, last card was Encampment Keeper. Oh, I didn't mean to reveal hand. Just meant to. I don't mean to do that to people. Just, MTGO seems to lag sometimes. Anyways, that was round 1 and our draft. And, you know, we're up to an hour-long video already. And, yeah, YouTube, nor do people like 2-hour-long videos. So, I'm going to cut this one here like I've announced in the seals. We're just going to try to separate them out a little bit. Going to release them both within the same, like, half-hour period. Assuming, you know, YouTube's on and stuff. So, if you watch this whole hour, there should be another video for you already. But, just as a note. So yeah, be sure to click on part 2. Know that you've used more time than your opponent if you're going to whine about time spent. And as always, have a great life, folks. Peace.